Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. So, Tesla just shared their earnings report and had their earnings call, and nothing too surprising here. Still very strong numbers, and the growth story continues. And I also just want to give my opinion about the whole buyback thing that many people have been talking about lately. So, let's take out the numbers from the earnings report, talk a bit about the buyback and the potential ocean of cash that Tesla will be swimming in over the next couple of years, and why Tesla can do the buyback and all the other ideas people has come up with for Tesla to use their money for. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So let's start with Tesla storage, as it did see some great growth as well. Energy storage deployment increased by 62% year over year in Q3 to 2.1 gigawatt hours, by far the highest level Tesla has ever achieved. So Tesla storage is actually growing faster than Tesla's deliveries in Q3, so a very good sign. Even without the 40 gigawatt hour Megapack factory up and running yet, I hope we will start seeing production from that factory in the beginning of 2023. And we did see Tesla try to explain why they will no longer do the end of the quarter push, and they will try to hit the ideal state instead of the usual swing in deliveries and numbers of cars in transit, and they expect that smoothing of the outbound logistics throughout the quarter will improve cost per vehicle. This is a good thing. But Wall Street only saw deliveries go down compared to production, but apparently not understanding why. But in Q3, Tesla did make $21.5 billion in revenue and has now in the first 3 quarters made more revenue than Tesla did in all of 2021. $57 billion against $53 billion, as James shared on his great chart. And we have the biggest quarter left. The growth story continues, and we see Tesla showing a revenue growth in comparison to the auto industry. And Tesla is at 60% trailing 12 month in revenue growth, and we can see the auto industry is down. So yes, the auto industry is in a bit of trouble, but that just makes Tesla's achievement even more impressive. And as we can also see, their operating margin is also twice as high as the industry average trailing 12 month. And looking at Tesla's delivery and free cash flow, net income trailing 12 month, we can see there is only one trend: up. And one thing that really shows us that Tesla is in a very healthy growth is Tesla's bottom line is growing faster than their top. Tesla's revenue grew 56% year over year, but their net income grew 103% to $3.3 billion in net profit. This is a very healthy growth. And we did see Tesla's operating margins go back up after Q2, where they fell down from 9.2% in Q1 to 14.6% in Q2, and now they are up at 17.2%. So this is just up and beyond anyone else in the auto industry. Most others are about 5 to 8% operating margins. So this is just so impressive from Tesla. And Tesla even put a couple of $1 billion in the bank account. Now cash and cash equivalent is $21.1 billion. That was mainly driven by Tesla's free cash flow, which went up to $3.3 billion, up 148% year over year, or about 5 times higher than Q2's free cash flow. And Tesla is finally getting some traction on their 4680 sale, and Tesla did produce 3 times as many 4680 sales, so that is really good news. And Elon said he sees a way that Tesla can far exceed Apple and Saudi Aramco combined current market cap. And as he said later on, that is not including the Tesla, but yeah, Tesla has so much potential. We have just started. So that is also why I think a buyback is a pretty good idea, because all of the many ideas people have come up with that Tesla could use their money for, well, Tesla could do it all. So I'm not a stock analyst, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. I'm just a YouTuber. But there are some myths about Tesla's need for money that I would like to give my opinion on. And my expectation on Tesla's growing profit over the next couple of years that makes the whole talk about buybacks seem irrelevant, as Tesla will be drowning in cash very soon, in my opinion, if everything goes well. So some of the myths that we see is that Tesla should not be doing the buyback because they need their cash on hand to build more factories. Well, Tesla has just built 2 factories at the same time without losing any money on their bank account, and they paid off all of their long-term debt at the same time, so not really an issue. Tesla can easily build 2 new factories over the next couple of years without having to take money from their bank account, as we have seen before. But Tesla need the money to ramp up production. Well, again, Tesla has some very good deals with its suppliers that don't get paid before Tesla sells the product. So essentially, the suppliers are paying for Tesla's growth. So not really a problem either. But we have a recession coming. Yes, we are probably going to have another recession, but Tesla did survive another one when they were much smaller back in 2008. And remember, a recession favors innovative company, and that is exactly what Tesla is. So I think what they have right now on their bank account is more than enough to get them through a recession. And it's not like everyone simply just stopped buying cars. There will still be sales even through a recession, but just lower sales numbers probably. So not something I'm particularly worried about when it comes to Tesla. And as Elon said at the earnings call, that Tesla is in a very good position for a recession. They are, of course, not recession-proof, but very recession-resilient. As Elon said, even with a recession through 2023, Tesla will still make a lot of cash. So this will not be a big problem for Tesla because of their position as an innovative company in many of the growing markets like EVs and solar and battery storage. So even though these are good arguments for Tesla to spend money on these good things, well, it is not like Tesla is missing a lot of money. And I actually think Tesla will make so much money over the next couple of years that they would be able to do both the buyback, pay for 4 new factories, and ramp up production. So Tesla could potentially do all of them over the next couple of years. But there are some good reasons to why the buyback would be perfect timing right now. So let me try to give you my thoughts on all of this, because Tesla could potentially be swimming in cash over the next couple of years. I do believe Tesla could get very close to the 500,000 units in Q4. I know that is very optimistic compared to many others. But with the production numbers we have out there at the Tesla's factories and the ramp they expect to do for the last quarter, they should have a production capacity about 530 units by my calculations. So even though they don't hit that, but very close to the 500,000 units should be very possible. So what will happen if that is the case? Well, 500,000 cars is about $27.5 billion in revenue, with the average selling price of the cars we have right now, just as we saw back in 2020. Full year was 500,000 units sold. A total automotive revenue was $27.2 billion. So with an automotive gross margin of 28%, and that could rise, of course, that would be $7.7 billion in a quarter in profits. So that could potentially be the profits for just Q4. But Tesla should definitely hit that per quarter in 2023. And that is $33 billion in automotive profit in all of 2023 if they can keep up production of about 500,000 a quarter. So that is only about 2 million vehicles, but that is being very conservative in my opinion, as Tesla's max production capacity, in my opinion, with the numbers we have to go by, will be about 2.65 million vehicles in 2023, but I would put in maybe a 15% downtime, and then my production for next year at this time, with the knowledge we have, would be about 2.25 million, so down 400,000 from their max capacity. So that will give Tesla even more profits. But if Tesla also lower the price of the cars next year, so the average price is no longer about $55,000 or $53,500 as we saw in Q3, but $50,000, we will still end up with pretty close to the $33 billion. And as we're not trying to be particularly precise here, but just to get an idea of the potential growth in money and profits. So my quick guess for 2023 would be $33 billion in profit in 2023. And then I would guess something like $50 billion in 2024 in automotive profits, and then $70 billion in 2025 in automotive profit, with the 50% growth Tesla is still aiming for. That would be over $153 billion in automotive profits over the next 3 years. And then we can put on top of that whatever you think they will have in all the other businesses. So what should Tesla do with all of that money? Because that is more than what Tesla is able to spend. And as Elon said, they're already spending money as fast as they can responsibly. And sure, you could say, let's wait with the buyback and see if Tesla can actually pull off the 2023 numbers. But if they can pull it off, their stock price will for sure be much higher, as more analysts will start to understand what it is Tesla is doing. And the stock price is very low right now, so it would be a good timing for Tesla to buy back some shares for a good price, as we see retail and investors do as well. So someone like Gary Black is talking about $10 billion buyback, and that would only be a little less than half of Tesla cash on hand, and would only be like 7% of what I expect Tesla to earn in profits over the next 3 years, or only about $2.3 billion above Tesla's potential profit in just Q4 of this year. So this could be done without a very big dip in Tesla's cash on hand, and Tesla would very quickly fill that up again with the future growth in profits I expect Tesla to have. So I think it's a pretty good idea, as it is hard to see a much better investment for Tesla than to invest in themselves. And the price for the stock is on sale right now, so it would be a pretty good idea, as Tesla can build factories without losing money on their bank account, as they have already shown us, as well as they have shown us they can grow with about 50% without losing money on their bank account. Actually, they paid off most of their long-term debt here in 2022, at the same time as ramping up, as it is Tesla's suppliers that are paying for the ramp. So there's not really anything else they can be using their money on right now. And of course, a buyback would send a very strong signal to the market that Tesla is very confident in their ability to earn a lot of money going forward. And Tesla is the best investment that Tesla themselves can think of. But we also have to remember Tesla's very high valuation, so even $10 billion buyback makes little waves for its investors. So it would be to show the world that Tesla sees themselves as the best investment they could possibly make with all the excess cash they are going to be creating over the next couple of years. So the reason to do it now would be because of the low stock price right now. So the $10 billion would go a long way compared to what I expect Tesla stock to be in maybe a year or two. And Elon did just say at the earnings call that they have been talking about the buyback and have the ability to do a $5 to $10 billion buyback, and the board think a buyback is a good idea. So that will probably happen sometime next year. But as I said, I think Tesla will make something like $153 billion in profits over the next 3 years. So more than enough to make the $10 million buyback, build the last 6 gigafactories and ramp up production. So why not do it all? But start with the buyback with the nice discount we see right now.
And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.